Ron, you can just decide what song goes on here. It's your tapes, the event of the evening here.
It's about Phantom 309.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you said anything.
Yeah, that's right, I did. I like to preface this with my story so I can drink a while.
I'll get you another beer.
All right. This is a song that I first heard done by an old friend of mine named Tom Waits. And he was playing in a club that I was the production manager of in Scottsdale, on Scottsdale Road, around 1974. And it was a 3-story club. It's there now on Scottsdale Road, just south of Camelback, and it's got like dance hall girls leaning out of the windows and stuff. It's a weird looking place. You know what that is, Bob? What's it called? Like a steakhouse or something. Anyways, it was called the Red Dog Bar for about 50 years, and some people I was involved with bought it, and we called it the Balcony Hall. And Tom Waits played there quite a bit. And one night I went up into it was a 3-story club with a sound booth way up on the 3rd story, and above that was sort of an attic, and it had this secret door. You could go up in there and hide. And so in the middle of Tom Waits' set, I went up there and was hiding, and there was a little window you could look out and see the stage. So I was watching the stage, and all of a sudden I looked down, and in this box of these old papers it looked like from the 60s or something, these old papers, I saw this envelope that looked like it had something in it. So I opened up this envelope, and there were 2 giant tie sticks. And I don't know if you know about tie sticks. They don't have them much anymore, but man, they were like this long, that big around tie sticks. I said, damn. So I rolled one up and started smoking it while I'm watching Tom Waits. And Tom had this thing where he had a grand piano over here and his guitar over there, and after every song on the piano, he'd get up and go over and get the guitar, and then he'd play a song, then he'd go back and get on the piano, and then sometimes he'd get up and go towards the guitar and decide he wanted to do another piano song, and sometimes he'd just be confused in the middle. He didn't know which one he wanted to go to. And this one time he just stopped, and he's just standing there, and he starts this song with no guitar or piano or anything. He did the whole thing a cappella. And I memorized every single word of it that moment, thanks to the tie sticks. This is Tom Waits' version of Big Joe and Phantom 309. Well, it looks like it's story time again. I'd like to do a little song about a truck driver. The song by a guy called Sovine. It's called the Ballad of Big Joe and the Phantom 309. You know what happened about 3 years ago? I was on the East Coast, you know, and I was trying to make myself a few bucks, you know, like anybody else. But I'll be damned if times didn't get hard. And I got down on my luck. Decided I was going to hitchhike back to my old hometown. You know, I made pretty good time the first couple of days. Figured I'd be home tomorrow if my luck held out this way. But you know, it was on the 3rd night. I said it was on the 3rd night. I got stranded out on a cold, lonely crossroad. And I was standing out on them crossroads, and I was tired, and it was raining, and I was hungry, and I was freezing. I caught myself a chill. But you know, it's just about that time, mysteriously the lights of an old semi topped the hill. You should have seen me smile when I heard them air brakes come on. And I climbed up into his cab where I knew he'd be warm. But at the wheel sat a big man. Christ, you know what I have to say, he must have weighed about 310. Stuck out his hand, said with a grin, said Big Joe's the name. And this here rig's called the Phantom 309. You know, I asked him why he called his truck such a name. He said, well, son, this rig will be putting them all to shame. He says, you know, there ain't a driver on this line, or any other line for that matter, who's ever seen anything but the taillights of Big Joe. And the Phantom 309. So we rolled and we talked a better part of the night. And I told my stories and Joe told his. And I smoked up all his Viceroys as we drove along. Yeah, you know, with 10 forward gears. And his dashboard was lit up just like a Madame LaRue pinball. Serious semi-trucking. But you know, it's just about that time that mysteriously the lights of an old truck stop came into view. Big Joe said, I'm sorry, son, it's about as far as you go. He says, you know, kind of got to be making a turn up the road a piece. But I'll be damned if when he slowed that rig down, he shoved it down in low. I'll be damned if he didn't throw me a dime. He says, go on in that truck stop, son, and have yourself a cup of coffee on Big Joe. So I climbed down out of his cab, out of the cold, lonely night. And nothing flat, Joe was clean out of sight. I went into the restaurant, ordered me up a cup of mud. And I said, well, Big Joe's setting this dude up. But you know, it got so deathly quiet in that place that you couldn't hear a pin drop. I said, it got so deathly quiet in that place that you couldn't hear a pin drop. I said, well, what's the matter? Did I say something wrong? I said with kind of a halfway grin. The waiter said, no, son, it'll happen every now and then. I said, all the drivers in here know about Big Joe. He said, let me tell you what happened just about 10 years ago. This whole bunch of kids, they were all coming home from school when Joe topped the hill. They were right in the middle. Now, you know, a lot of people around here said a bunch of kids would have been killed, except for Big Joe. He turned his wheels. bunch of people around here that say that Big Joe gave his life to save them bunch of kids. But he says, you know, it'll happen every so often. They say that if you're hitchhiking out on a cold, lonely crossroad, they say that if the moon's holding water, well, they say that Big Joe will stop and give you a ride. So he said, go ahead, son, go ahead. Have yourself another cup of coffee. It's on the house. But says, I kind of want you to hang on to that dime. Says, you know, I kind of want you to hang